Hey everybody, it's Doug from Tosa Rocks. We're here at McKinley Elementary School in Wauwatosa. We're with Lisa Lawless, who is the co-chair of the Wauwatosa School District Facilities Advisory Committee. Lisa, thanks for joining us today. And Lisa, you're a community member, not an employee of the Wauwatosa School District.
Yes, I'm a parent.
Citizen, parent, school parent as well. Okay, big referendum coming up on November 6th. Give us a little background on the process that got the referendum started.
Sure. The Wauwatosa School District has 9 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 2 high schools. And a large part of its annual budget is taking care of these buildings. And a couple years ago, in 2016, the school district employed experts to give them information to create a comprehensive study of the buildings, to find out what the status of the buildings is and maintenance, structurally, roofs, everything you can imagine with these beautiful buildings. And after that study that took place in 2016, the school district realized that to address the short, medium, and long-term needs of these buildings and to replace things as they went bad, like boilers, roofs, things like that, would be a total of $153 million. And at that point, the school district stepped back and realized that it needed to do more of a strategic study of the future of the buildings of the school district. And in February 2017, Dr. Ertl appointed a committee of parents, community members, and some staff to study the facilities of the school district. And we worked on that for 14 months between February 2017 and ending with a recommendation to the school board in June of this summer.
Okay, and the referendum's coming up on November 6th. A big part of the $125 million referendum is replacing 4 elementary schools: McKinley, Lincoln, Wilson, and Underwood. Why is rebuilding a better option than just modifying the current buildings?
Well, the areas in which all of the buildings of the school district need attention, the key areas are HVAC. Most of our buildings don't have air conditioning and heat. I mean, they have heat, but they don't have air conditioning, of course. Also, in safety and security, a lot, especially elementary schools, are not up to modern requirements to keep the building safe, to keep outsiders out of the building, and to have an entrance point that can keep people that don't belong in the school out. And also the improving the classrooms so that they're more in keeping with modern day learning techniques and modern classrooms. When we studied our buildings and the nature of modern learning environments, and we looked at pictures of the classrooms of the 1950s and 30s, they look very much like some of the classrooms in our elementary schools in Wauwatosa. The 4 elementary school buildings that are recommended for replacement are buildings that are the most in need on all of the different criteria we looked at. For example, McKinley, one of the big areas needing improvement is accessibility to the buildings for people who can't walk upstairs, people who have mobility limitations. And McKinley is an example where there's no elevator in the building. There's a lot of stairs. There's stairs up into some of the bathrooms. And as a practical matter, renovating the building and creating it anew from the inside and keeping the structure wouldn't be practical and would be more cost efficient to replace the building. One of the things I know people are concerned about is the beautiful historical nature of our neighborhoods in Wauwatosa, especially McKinley is an example, Lincoln is another example. And one of the ideas for replacing these school buildings, and they're just preliminary recommendations, they're not final plans, that would occur after if the referendum passes. But I know one of the goals in designing new buildings would be to keep them in keeping with the beautiful historical nature of the neighborhoods. So they would fit within the neighborhoods and be an homage to the old buildings that were there.
Right, fantastic. And the remaining money in that referendum is going to upgrade the other schools as well, not just the 4 replacement schools, but also upgrading the other 10 schools as part of the school district.
Exactly. One of the goals in studying the status of all of our buildings, their future needs, and how to address those, one of our goals and policies that we were always keeping in mind was equity across the school district. And everything can't be necessarily equal, but every student should have modern learning environments. And all of the suggested improvements across the school district would give all students across the school district an improved learning environment.
That's fantastic. Okay, and Wauwatosans can find out more about the referendum by attending 2 different open houses. There's going to be an open house October 16th in McKinley and October 23rd at Lincoln.
And these are from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights, and they're somewhat informal. People can come by, get a tour of the buildings. They can learn about all of the recommendations, not just at the particular building like McKinley or Lincoln. They can see what we saw. We toured every single school building when we did the study, and they can see and talk to people from the school district to find out the rationale behind our recommendations. And also they can hear more formal information about what's behind the recommendations and what is underlying the referendum.
Beautiful. All right, Lisa, thanks very much for taking
Thank
the
you.
time. Really appreciate your information today. Wauwatosa, if you want to find out more information, attend those open houses and click on the link on the post today to find out more about the referendum. Thank you for watching.
Thank